What is happening? Jason over here at Cog Hill Farm. Hope you're having the best day ever. I am on day 23 of hiking at least 1 mile a day. Gotta go reverse. I gotta tell you why I gotta go reverse. Also got our bees right behind us there. I want to talk about the bees real quick. And that is, a lot of people wanted to know why the bees were in the full sun. Why didn't we put the bees in the shade? Or why don't we build something shady for the bees? If you ask pretty much any beekeeper, at least in our area. Now, I don't know what it's like anywhere else, but I know here in central Alabama, all your beekeepers put their hives, if they can, in the full sun, especially morning sun. They want to get that first bright and early morning sunshine. Why is that? Well, they want to do that because that sun hits that hive and will start warming it up, and that gets the bees going. Okay, that's one. Gets the hive warmed up, gets the bees going out and early. But there's two main reasons that beekeepers put the hives in the full sun. One is moisture. We're a very humid climate here. You want the bees in the full sun because moisture will literally cause all type of fungal issues, bacterial issues, and can be devastating to your hives. Also, number 3 is pest. Hive beetles hate the full sun. Hive beetles will literally destroy a beehive pretty quick. And then wax moths. So what happened is the hive beetles will come in, weaken that beehive for you. Then the wax moths will come in because the beehive has gotten weak. And it is a total mess. So, therefore, you want your beehives in the full sun. The bees can regulate the temperature. But what they can't do is they can't help with the humid moisture we have here in Alabama. And the pests become way too problematic for them to handle. So that is one reason, or the reason why beekeepers here put their hives in the full sun. And I'm pretty sure that's probably everywhere, but that is what we do here in Alabama, and that is why the hives are in the full sun. Now, it does get afternoon shade, as you saw in that video. We got a big oak tree right there that does shade it. But I hope that clears that up on the beehive situation there. If you ever noticed, when we've had hives on the farm and have moved them in any location, it's always been in the full sun, never in the shade. I'm on my hike backwards this morning, and that is because the other day when I did my regular hike, if you guys remember, walk in front of that cow pasture, turn down and walk through the cow pasture on our property line there, come through these woods right here, come out right over here where the animal food plot is that we feed the deer and the turkey, and then I go down this hill and then go back around. Well, y'all, the other day I got to itching and I was like, man, something bit me. I thought maybe I had a mosquito too. Thankfully, we do not have that big of a mosquito issue here on our farm. Knock on wood. Now, other farm, we had typical Alabama mosquitoes, it seems like. But here, not really that bad of an issue. Either later that day or the next day, y'all, I was itching pretty good. Right there behind the bend of my knee. Got the feeling around back there I had, I don't know how many bites. And I said to myself, this could only be one thing. I got into some red bugs. 100% got into some red bugs, and they got me. They got me good. They did. I got to go cut that area, cut that grass back down. The grass has gotten tall over there, and I need to cut that back, and that way I can start walking the route normally again. But I've been walking it backwards, and I'm not even going through the woods and the cow pasture area. What I'm doing is I'm coming to the property line right here, then turn around going back, which is right at a mile. Doesn't show up on camera real well, but this is a pretty good little hike up this hill, which I just did, and then going back up that hill all the way up there. I forget what the elevation change is. Now let's head on back to the farm and start doing chores. Brooke is probably already gone out and headed to the barn. I know some may wonder, why does Brooke do those chores? Or there's a couple of reasons that Brooke does go to the barn and does most of those chores over there. And that is, one, of course, we got the horses. I handle the horses on this side. Anything that's over here on this side, I will take care of. I do help out with Mary Carl and her pigeon area if she's gone bird banding or volunteering, or she's not home for any reason. I'll take care of her pigeons for her. I do wake up early. This is a new routine here, the walk. But also, I have to go in and I will get the videos going for that day. So I'll edit that video and upload it to YouTube the night prior. So last night, I edited Brooke's video and I uploaded it to YouTube. Then I have to wait because it has to run through its process. It has to process the video, run all the checks, make sure it's nothing bad in the video. YouTube has very strenuous guidelines there. Once all that's done, it's usually the next morning. So what will happen is, the next morning, like this morning, I have to go check the subtitles, make sure there's not any misspellings. A lot of times they will say names wrong. There's a lot of stuff that the automatic subtitles gets wrong, and I try to make those corrections because 20% of our audience has the subtitles turned on. Then I'll start working on the thumbnail, which also takes me a little while to make. I tried the whole AI thing on some, and y'all, I don't know. Anyways, I try to make the thumbnail, and that takes a little while. A lot of times the thumbnail take a lot longer than you think, I can promise you. So I have to get that video all set up ready, make sure YouTube didn't put 5,000 ads in it, and get that posted and going, and then I share it across all of our other platforms. And that way I hope everybody gets notified that a new video is out.
Well, y'all can see by the look on Star's nose that she's a very messy eater. I do wet her food, but I don't feel like Willie or Reska or Maggie get this nasty when they're eating. But one thing that she does do, while y'all are getting a up close and inside view of her mouth, is that when I bring her water over here to put right beside her food bowl when she is eating, she puts her whole nose down in the water bucket. This water bucket was just filled up, and you can see how much debris and food particles are in it from sticking her nose down in it and just kind of shaking around. I want to see if she'll do it in just a second, and y'all can see what I'm talking about. In the meantime, it looks like we got quite a few. I believe those are turkey vultures. They may be black vultures, kind of flying around over the neighbor's cow pasture. Call that kettling, I believe, when they're in that large group, just kind of flying around in a circle. They catch the wind and kind of carries them around, but they're almost overhead of me now. Not so sure what's going on, but quite a sight. Isn't that right, Star? All right, here goes. And I don't think it has anything to do with her face being nasty.
Good morning, Miss Pink. How you doing this morning, baby? How you doing this morning? All right, let's get you some food. Yeah, let's get you some food. So yeah, by the time I get my walk in, and then I start getting the video prepared for the next day, Brooke is out to the barn doing the chores over there in the barn. Which she does thoroughly enjoy, and if she didn't, or she needed help in any kind of way, trust me, she would let me know. I can promise you. And usually what happens with the chickens is that whatever time I get finished getting that day's video up and going and get the horses taken care of and their waters and all that kind of good stuff, if I get done before her, then I'll handle the chickens. If she gets done before me, she'll handle the chickens. All right, let's get their lubricant on there. We are definitely a team here, that is for sure. Or otherwise, we couldn't do it. No way we could do it. Not with all the animals we have and all the YouTube videos we put out.
Well, y'all, everybody's finished with breakfast, and I let everybody out. Nugget stays on this side of the pasture in this stall when he eats. And I always fill up that bucket right there, put it in the corner for him, so when he's eating and shut up in here, he has access to water. First thing Miss Piggy does, aka Loretta, is comes in here and, like she owns the place, knocks the bucket over, and my goodness, makes herself a wallow. Enjoy, Loretta, enjoy. Now, she came out here, and it appears, since this one is not, I mean, it's kind of top heavy. It's kind of pig pushable, that she may attempt the same thing with this one. What do you think, honey? You better move out of the way. Y'all, if she knocks this water over, I just like to have a water trough, bucket, something in every pasture. Now, they have water at the other end, but we like to have as just as many as we want, or many as our animals can have access to. She's going to do it. She's going to push it over. She said, not with you standing here watching me, I'm not. As soon as you walk away, I'm going to make myself a big wallow. But you can see it's already wet out there where I tumped it out this morning and made sure it was all nice and clean on the inside. She's got a nice area to lay, but no, let's get some more water. Let's see if we can't dump this one out too. All right, I'm going to go take care of the chickens, and when we come back, first thing we're going to do is check on this water and see if she has toppled it.
Also, one other thing is that a lot of times what you see happening in the video may not be the exact timeline that it's actually happening in, but I do that because it makes the video better, more streamlined, and just a better experience in my opinion. Willie agrees with me, don't you, buddy? Yeah, Willie agrees with me. Absolutely. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Here you go, Willie. There you go, partner. Come on, let's go. Let's go. There you go. There you go, hun. So we're gonna try to do something a little fun today. Trying to stay as cool as possible, that's for sure. All right, Maggie. Let's get you, baby. Come on, let's get you down here. Hang on, I gotta get it in there first. Gotta get it in there first, baby. Yeah. And let's go see how far Brooke has gotten. And let's go see if she's ready. She wanted to do something today. Uh-oh, I almost always forget these buckets every day. But I never forget them. Almost always, right, partner? Almost always. But I always remember them.
I'm not expecting very many eggs today. 2, 8, 10, 11. We're already better than yesterday. I think we got 9 yesterday. 13, 15, 17, 19. I'm going to say that every single time. So every time from now on when I come to gather eggs, I'm going to say I don't expect there to be very many eggs today because it's been so hot outside, and that's just when chickens seem to slow down on production. I will not be correct. All right, good going, ladies. Good going. You too, Cheese. You did a good job of taking care of everybody. And Thomas. Thomas is under the chicken coop. He's already had his scratch this morning, trying to stay cool. Y'all did a good job. 19's a good number.
One update for the parents and grandparents and daycares or whomever likes or loves the kids' videos. We are in the process of working on one. I think I've already mentioned this before, but just in case you missed it, we are in the process of working on a new kids video. Got it probably 80% recorded. The heat's just been awful, so I have to get the kids video in between the regular channel, in between family life, and early in the mornings. So just about getting that thing wrapped up, get it over to Wes. He'll start editing for us, and we will get that video out this month.
Well, I told y'all when I got finished gathering eggs, I was probably going to find Loretta with the bucket tumped over. And I know that's not going to be the case because this is the pasture that's closest to the house. This is where we open the big gate. Hey, I'm mistaken. That's not Loretta. I thought Loretta was laying down over here. Loretta's spot is under this tree. Usually when she gets finished making sure nobody had any leftovers, she'll come lay under the tree. But I didn't see her there, so I just assumed that was her right there laying by Capri, but it's not. That's Miss Bo Peep, who is she's not nearly as wide as Loretta. Don't know how I can make that, well, anyway. She is not out here, so Jessie and Honey over there grazing. Where is Jessie? Oh, she's in the background. Okay, I see her. Let's go see about Miss Loretta. Well, no Loretta. The ground's still wet, and she is still down there in that very last stall, poking around looking for leftovers. So the water is still standing.
It is 9 o'clock, y'all, and Holly's ready to go inside. She's ready. It's hot. I know it's hot, baby. I know it's hot. See her when she starts hanging around up here at the house. She's ready to go inside. Okay, come on. Come on. There you go. Let's see what the heat index is now, Holly, at 9 o'clock. Look at there. There you go. 108. How about that? How about that? I don't blame you. You can see most of these guys are in the shade. With the exception of Tip and Nugget. Everybody else is pretty much chilling out in the shade. And I guarantee you Tip and Nugget won't be out there long. All right, so let me tell you what we will like to do today. We want to let the silkies outside. They're wanting to go outside really bad. And the little chicks are wanting to explore and all that kind of thing. Well, normally we will or do let this door open right here. But since it's so hot, Nugget loves this stall. And we've been cutting the misting system on as well. So we kind of don't want to take that away from Nugget. And I say Nugget, there's a lot of animals like this stall and like the misting system. So we don't want to take that away from them. But at the same time, we don't want to take the outside away from the silky, since the chicks are old enough now where they can kind of explore. They're not going to travel too far away from their mama, so I can tell you. So what we're thinking about doing is letting them go outside for a little bit. Not a whole long time, but just a little bit. Let them go outside and explore around for a little bit, and then bring them back in, of course. But there's one thing that we need to do because of the heat. We got to get them some shade. And the only way that we can do that is to provide a structure out there, and we just so happen to have one. We used to keep this little gazebo for Mary Cross Pet Chicken, Penny. If you've been following us for any amount of time, you know about Penny. If you don't, Penny was Mary Cross Pet Chicken for 3-4 years, maybe longer than that. And Penny was Mary Carl's best friend, and Penny went everywhere Mary Carl went. It didn't matter where it was. But we used to keep this little gazebo with a top, so Penny could go outside and explore around if she wanted to, and get out of the sun. We still have that gazebo, except the top ended up dry rotting, but we did buy a new top for it. Top is still brand new in the box. Brooke is coming back right now with that gazebo. We're gonna get it, put it together, get the top put on it, put it outside, and that way the little silky chicks and the silky mamas can go outside for a few minutes. And that gazebo's plenty big enough for the mama and the babies, and will provide adequate shade for those guys too.
Here it is.
There it is, right there. And the top.
And the top. The top's new.
Good deal.
I did have chicken wire around it
Yeah.
at one time, but I took it off.
Okay.
Because we don't care if they get out. We just want
Some
something
shade.
to, yeah.
We need some shade. So, if my memory serves me correct, this thing it's not hard to put together, but it's not the easiest thing in the world either. And we got to put this top on it, which is brand new, which is going to take a little bit too. I was going to put it together inside the barn in the shade under the ceiling fan up here. And then Brooke reminded me that once you get this thing together, you pick up, these slide out, and the thing starts falling apart on you. I'm thinking about grabbing some zip ties and see if that may eliminate this problem on this little gazebo right here. All right, so let's go grab some zip ties and see if my plan may work. It's been a minute since I put that gazebo together though, y'all. I'm gonna tell you. Look over here. About to lay down over here. I see you over there, boss lady. Yeah, she don't want y'all to see her laying down in that shade. She don't. Yeah, you want me to edit this part out? Huh? Okay. I'll edit it out. I won't let nobody see you laying down in the shade over there at 9:30ish. Yeah. Yeah, we'll edit that part out. I'm gonna go get some zip ties. All right, let's go grab us some zip ties. Pink, you know where I keep the zip ties? You know where I keep those zip ties? Yeah. Right here, girlfriend. Right there. Oh, goodness. Hey, you can't say nothing about me getting these zip ties and trying to put this thing together in the shade, you know? I did not grab any cutters, but I may have some over here. I keep some tools over here now, so I might have some. Let's put this thing together. There we go. It's a little crooked, but we'll get that fixed. There we go. Come on now. There we go. That one will not go down. Okay. No idea why. There is nothing in that hole. I'm glad I got the zip ties because we are missing some pieces. All right. All right, so we finally got it put together. We're missing a couple of pieces, but nothing, like I said earlier, zip ties or like duct tape, and the zip ties saved the day.
We just want the chickens to have some shade.
That's it.
As long as this top stays on it, then we're good. We're not going to lock them up in here because, of course, chicks can go right out from under it.
Let's see if it falls.
Sunshine, here we come.
Let's see if it falls apart though,
It might.
like it used to back in the day. I think my zip tie hack is gonna work though, Brooke. Why in the world, if the zip tie hack does work, why didn't we do that to begin with?
Well, you've gotten smarter as you've gotten older.
You see that? It worked so far.
It did work, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let's turn the door around that way. Get them on some good grass.
Yeah,
Level grass.
We're lacking the rain.
We are. It's kind of getting crunchy.
It's getting crunchy.
All right, and it shades the front part because of the way the sun is, but as long as they have some shade, that's all we care about. You know, that little lavender-looking baby, she tends to go off by herself. I say herself more than the other ones do. All right, so I'm going to grab a mama. It's okay. And let's grab a couple of...
All right.
All right, let's put a mama down first. Here you go. And now some
Number
babies.
2. Mama number 3. And there's the babies. They're like, oh yes. Look at this.
This is fantastic.
This is nice. This is nice.
Well, they look so much prettier out here than versus the low-lit inside of the barn.
They're cute, aren't they?
They
They're
are.
starting to get some real feathers in, aren't they?
Yes. Y'all move around. I'm going to go get their feed and water.
Okay.
How about some treats?
That'll work. They love some treats. Starting to get used to it.
See what they think about these combot.
And love bugs.
Love bugs. Mealworms. Here.
And they ain't got the greatest vision in the world.
No, they don't.
Oh goodness. They saw them though. Aunt B did.
Aunt B did. Oh, it's on now. She's fixing to start calling them.
I hear.
One of the she's.
I hear. She calling them babies.
Which one?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, they're so cute. I love that little lavender one. You hear the little...
Yeah.
We've got lots of treats in here. Here.
So I'm gonna answer a few questions that we see all the time, and we've tried to answer it several times, but I'm gonna do it one more time because we do have some new followers all the time. But let's talk about Pocket's forelock. If you don't know what the forelock is, it's kind of like the horse's bangs. Now, all of our horse friends we've ever been around have always recommended not cutting a horse's forelock. That's their bangs that go right in the front. Now, we have not trimmed any of our horse's bangs whatsoever. Now, Pockets are a little long, and we will tie them up in a little bun there, but we've always been told by our horse friends who we know and trust to not cut their bangs, and that's for several reasons. Especially here, they're a pasture horse, they're not a stalled horse, so those bangs serve a mighty big purpose for the horses. Number one is they do keep flies, dust, debris away from their eyes. Also, it helps shade the horse. Out here in the sun, here in Alabama, any little bit of shade will help, but that forelock will help shade Pocket. It's kind of like she has her own natural sun hat or sun visor on her. It also is a natural weather protection. Along with the mane and tail, it is one of the biggest things that protects the horse against the environment. So that is why we do not cut our horses' forelocks off. You know, Pockets we will tie up in the bun, but all in all, that is why we do not cut them. Just how we've always been told by our horse people that we trust. So I saw an email come across to me, and it was, Jason, how in the world do you feed a horse a treat without it biting you? And let me show you how you do that. I'm gonna get some of these treats right here. Star will be my assistant in this. So what you want to do is you want to hold your hand out flat. Believe it or not, a horse's lips are like fingers, or like a little hand, and they will reach out and grab that treat off your hand when you hold it flat like that. Hold her hand out flat. Now watch her. Right there. She just got it gently right there. So that is how you give treats to a horse. Just hold your hand out flat. Let the horse come to you. Reach out and grab it with their lips, which are like little fingers. And you won't get bit. Well, you shouldn't. I mean, I've never been bit by a horse doing it that way. And that's how I was always taught. All right, so we think playtime's over with. We can see the silkies, the girls.
The mamas.
We can see some of the mama hens are starting to pan a little bit, so we're gonna go take them back inside, even though they've been in the shade the entire time. They hadn't got out the little hut. They never got out the little hut, y'all.
They're smart girls.
They are smart.
Y'all
Very
are
smart.
smart girls.
The little babies are enjoying it. Look at them.
They are. But they're still trying to get up under them,
They
as
are.
hot as it is.
Yeah,
Uh-oh, the babies are coming out.
they are. The mamas are like, what?
They're going to have a fit. Let me just show y'all one of these, if I can catch her. This is the cutest one, in my opinion.
That's the lavender one.
But me, Carl, and I have picked her up a couple of times. But look how beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
Isn't she?
Or he.
Or he.
And it's hard to tell on silkies.
It really
It'll be
is.
a long time before we can narrow it down for sure.
You hide in that sunshine, aren't you, baby? Let's get one of your sisters. They can't hardly fit through there anymore. This one's a good bit bigger. Reckon that's the indication of it being a rooster?
Possibly, yes.
All right, baby, let me get my hands around your wings.
Possibly.
Look at how much bigger.
Yeah, that could definitely be a rooster.
Or, you know, it could
And
be...
that one is not a full silky looking.
No.
See, they don't have that top
Look
knot.
at the, see the wings on this one? See the silky?
Yeah, that one's got real feathers.
This one has...
More feathers. Yeah, that's going to be more of a, well, we don't...
full-size chicken.
We
it
don't
looks
know.
like. What doesn't happen, in my opinion, as much as it does with store-bought chicks or ship chicks, is what we call pasty bottom.
Oh, yeah, they don't get it, do they?
They don't get it because the mamas clean them up.
Ain't that something?
The mamas take good care of them.
Hey, Pocket.
I hear you, girl.
Oh,
And Star.
goodness.
They're going to talk back and forth now.
Have a little talk off.
But they don't get that when they have a mama to take care of
it.
them.
Ain't that something?
Of course, I take care of it for them. I'm their
Right.
mama when... But it's not easy to get that cleaned up. All right, babies. You go back in there for a minute. Oh, my goodness, look. She's on her back.
Oh, my goodness. She's
See it?
surfing.
Wait, Mama, wait.
Mama's like, get off me. Get off me now.
Standing on my back.
Get off my back.
It's already hot enough. I don't need you riding on my back.
Oh,
The
my
little blue
goodness.
ones are especially cute, too.
Aren't they cute? Precious.
Now y'all going to spread out a little bit and talk about it. Now that we said y'all are ready to go up. How about we teach them to walk? Teach them to
Yeah,
walk back
just
to
do
the-
that.
Okay. Well, you start it, and I'll do what you did
Yeah.
next time. All right, come here, Mama One. She tried to get me. Did you see her?
Hey, baby.
Mama number
How you
one.
doing? How you
Aunt
doing,
B.
baby?
Come here, baby.
I got her.
All right, little mama. All right, I'm
That
gonna give you some
100%.
chicks. She tried to, well, she didn't try. She jumped on Mama's back again,
Did
and
she?
Mama don't like that. This is a different Mama too. This is the one that crows, you know.
Oh, that roof that hen does?
Yeah, this is the crowing hen.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Look at there, all the babies. Snow White said, man, I just thought I had a break.
Snow White thought she had a little break, didn't she? Well, she got a nice little break. She got a little break.
Hope she got some rest during that
I do
time.
too. Look what just came in this afternoon. I got the wheel in for the other little mountain bike that I'm trying to save from the junkyard. And yeah, may piddle around with this bike this evening. But I appreciate you hanging out with me and Brooke and all the animals today. Y'all seriously stay safe out there. It is just so hot. Stay safe, stay cool, We appreciate you to the moon and back. Catch you on the next one. Love you. Y'all be good.